Hello and welcome to this month's Roundtable. I'm Angelique Manette. I'm Ishkote's Roundtable Commissioner, and Esmeralda cannot be here, but we're going to get started today. And let me share my screen. All right. Please join me in the Pledge, Oath, and Law.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart.
All right. This month's prayer is a Cherokee prayer, and Esmeralda put it up there for us. So it goes, please prepare yourself in the manner in which you are accustomed. O Great Spirit, help me always to speak the truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember the peace that may be found in silence. Right? And right into the info minute. So I'm going to stop the share so I can talk with you. All right, our info minute this month, we have, for those of you that are OA members and your scouts who are OA members, we have a pumpkin smash this Saturday. It is $10 to attend, $25 for if you'd like to use shotguns to smash the pumpkins. There are walk-ins until 12:30. And the walk-ins are $35. There is a pizza dinner that will be served as well. Again, this is for older scouts, this is OA members. It should have gone out to all Key 3, but adult awards should be out, and that is unit level and council level awards to nominate people. Remember, adults, they appreciate recognition as well. So if you have a unit, if you're a unit Key 3, if you're someone in a unit and you'd like to nominate someone, I will repost those again on the social media page so that everyone can see them, but they should be in email. There is an RSR 2023 program information night about summer camp next summer. It is November 20th. It's on Zoom and it will be at 4 p.m. and you get to hear about all the programming that's coming up at Rainbow Council. December's Roundtable, very exciting. December's Roundtable is going to be a holiday party. It is a non-uniformed event. We are still nailing down the location for this, but it will be the same second Tuesday of the month, or second Thursday of the month, and it will probably be in the Morris area, but we'll let you know. Again, non-uniformed, should be some light programming, and then a lot of fellowship. Should be a lot of fun. In January, we have Arctic Blast coming up on the 14th, and that is for Cub Scouts. Again, that's a day of outdoor fun, outdoor and indoor fun in winter. The same weekend is Klondike for Scouts USA and up. That will be January 13th through the 15th. It's $25 for youth and $10 for adults. And that is a cold weather camp out where they have the sleds and have a lot of fun. Also in January, on the 22nd, we have Trainer's Edge coming up. Trainer's Edge is for those of you older scouts and adults who want to learn more about presenting and training. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful opportunity to learn. And it's also very good and required if you're going to staff a wood badge. But it's also useful if you're a unit leader or an older youth. January 28th will be a Leave No Trace 101. We just had one of those not that long ago here in council. We'll have another one in January. And again, that is to learn about Leave No Trace principles. And that will be held at camp, I believe, indoors. And it will be 3 to 4 hours of training that will help qualify for some of the Leave No Trace awards. So that is what we have coming up. It's very exciting, and we are going to move on. That's your info minute. Let's see. The Scout Law this month is helpful. This quote is by Albert Schweitzer, and the quote is, "The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others." Scout is helpful. All right, instead of unit awards this month, we are going to talk about Journey to Excellence. So Journey to Excellence was delayed by quite a bit this year and last year, because they were scrambling last year to update it because of COVID, so that it was, and the year before, so that it would apply. This year, they revamped the whole thing and rewrote it basically. So it's very different. Some of the parameters are different than they were in the past. But Journey to Excellence, for those of you that aren't aware of what it is a way to help you plan a year for your unit, an ideal year for your unit. This is a Cub Scout one, this is the troop one, this is the venturing one. And I'm going to click on the link here so we can show you a little bit clearer. These are workbooks, and I actually have one pulled up here for a pack. This is the workbook that you can download to help you figure out Journey to Excellence. So you enter in your information here, your pack and everything. It will number, it will populate all of that for you. There's a little bit of instructions here. And then this is your data entry page.
Angelique, I don't think you're sharing the workbook. We're still seeing the website.
Oh no. All right, here, let's try this. Thank you for talking to me.
There, we can see it.
Now you can see it. All right, great. So this is the workbook when you download it. This is a pack workbook. You can put your basic information in here and it will populate it automatically. Then you go to your data entry page. And this is where you enter in your actual numbers. So there's everything from retention and advancement and activities and outdoor activities and service projects. So you basically just fill them out as you go. And it will calculate your score automatically on the scorecard page over here based on what you entered in the data entry page. So ideally, on a Cub level, you'll have your planning in your budget. So you'll conduct your annual program planning event to develop a pack calendar. Use the planning your annual pack budget and pack budget worksheet to develop a budget that supports your annual program plan. Virtual meetings are acceptable. So in this one, you enter your date that you adopted your budget, and if you sent it to your families, you get to check it off. And if you have your program planning event for the following program year, so for next year, you put that date in. And if you have an orientation for new families, you can put that date in. And then if you have 80% of your families are connected to their Scout and Scout book, you can click that. As you're filling this out, and this is something you continuously work on throughout the year, it will start to populate numbers over here for how much how many points you're getting. So you will eventually on this page, it will automatically tell you whether you got bronze, silver, or gold. This is a tool for you as a unit to use. This isn't something that like council is using to grade you. This is for you to see, oh, we are getting gold in this area, but we're not even getting a bronze in maybe say retention. So that can help you identify for your unit which areas that maybe you want to work on for the following year. It is okay to be an all bronze unit. All bronze means you're doing good. bronze is good. You might decide, okay, for next year, I'm going to try and get one category. So perhaps activities. My activities, I'm going to improve our score in activities by 1 rank. So I'm going from bronze to silver next year. And that's a wonderful goal for a unit. The point is to better yourself. You're only competing against yourself for your unit to help your unit grow. So we ask that you fill out your journey to excellence and send it to your district commissioner. And that helps a little bit with accountability, but it also helps the commissioners know, okay, I can see that this unit is working on building retention, or this unit is working on building their planning. So I'm going to help connect them with some resources to make sure that they have everything they need to do to improve that or to meet that goal. So as you're doing your recharter, also be working on your journey to excellence and send a copy of your journey to excellence to your district commissioner. If you have any questions or you get stuck on it, you can reach out to myself or Esmeralda or either any of your district commissioners, or you can reach out to council commissioner, or you can reach out to unit commissioner. Your commissioners are here to help you with this. So we would be absolutely thrilled to help you with your journey to excellence. And like I said, it is a tool. It is not to grade you, it's a tool so you can plan an ideal year. What BSA says, most of the units who do these things are very successful units. So they're kind of our roadmap to success. Did anyone have any questions about Journey to Excellence? No questions? Going once? Going twice? If you think of a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat box or unmute yourself and pipe up, and love to hear it. In the meantime, we will move on. All right. So let's see, go back to this. Our membership minute, and I'm going to turn it over to Melissa.
Hi, everyone. Melissa Rubik, Membership Vice President. So for our membership minute today, a couple things before we head into recharter season. Remember to get your applications turned in now. If you have a pile sitting on your desk, in your car, in the online system, make sure those are getting submitted. It will make your life a lot easier when you do recharter if your roster is up to date. So make sure you're getting those applications turned in now. Remember, you shouldn't have scouts participating or leaders participating if they are not registered and on your roster. So get those applications turned in now, and make a note for yourself. Anybody that fills in a new application online, starting back in about October, they flipped the switch and it will start charging them for the remainder of 2022 as well as all of 2023. So a new scout or a new leader is already going to be rechartered for 2023. You will not have to pay for them for 2023 for their rechartering. I believe you still have to pay the insurance fee for them, but they will already be chartered for next year if they do an online application from October through December. And then the minute you've all been waiting for, because I know you all saw the post on Facebook that I was going to have a big announcement. Here it is, the Winter 2022 Membership Drive Promotion. So we're backdating this all the way to October 4th, and it's going to run through December 31st. And it's Recruiter Friend of Scouting, and we're going to have a prize drawing. So the rules are going to be any brand new scout, has to be a new scout, can't be a transfer. New scouts and their recruiters. Recruiters can be anybody that helped recruit that scout. So we're going to need the name of the new scout they helped recruit. But if you recruit 5 friends, you are entered 5 times because you are a 5-time recruiter. And we will have the top prize drawing will be a $250 gift card of your choice. You want to go to summer camp, you want to go Amazon, your favorite restaurant, your favorite outdoor activity, $250 gift card of your choice. And then we'll draw 19 runners up. We're going to win some really cool stuff from the scout shop. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, water bottles, drawstring bags, maybe even some like kits to build things, all kinds of really cool stuff that Dee is going to be pulling for us from the store. So that there'll be a form coming out right in early January. So units can submit the names of their new scouts and those recruiters, and we'll have that drawing starting in January. So get out there, get recruiting, finish the year strong.
Melissa, we have a question
Mhm.
from Michael. Michael, if you want to unmute yourself, go for it.
No, thanks. She actually answered it as she kept talking.
Okay, never mind. I lied.
Okay, if you have any questions about the promotion, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available with membership@rainbowcouncil.org. And that promotion is running. And there was a comment in there about the October flip. I don't control when the system flips. I don't know when the system flips. I just get told, hey, my new scout got charged for next year. So that's fun. As if you are a key 3 or a membership chair for your unit, you can view invoices on online applications and see how much they paid. That also allowed them to choose to pay for all of Scout Life for 2023. So we don't control that. You can't turn it off, but it's already done for you. So it's convenient according to National. Yay.
Right. Any membership questions for Melissa? All right. Thank you, Melissa. Awesome. All right. Our safety minute this month is safe project tool use. And this is something that a lot of people ask or they find out about afterwards and they go, oh, darn, I didn't know that. Did you know that depending on the age of your scout, there are tools they are and aren't allowed to use? This is, and I'm going to pull a different page up here because it is not easy to see on that screen. So give me just a moment. All right, here we go. Got it. This should be easier to see. First of all, when we're using tools, there's an acronym because Scouts loves acronyms called SAFE, and it's about supervision, assessment, fitness and skill, equipment and environment. And this one is specific to project tool use. So I will post this and let you all read this at your own. I'm not going to sit here and read through all of it, but the real interesting page is this one, because this is telling you what tools are appropriate for what age and what are allowed for you to let youth use while you're doing your projects. If you look, you can see and I have to move a box over here. All your faces are in my way. All right. Yard tools. If you look, lions and tigers can't use any tools. Lions and tigers should not be using tools. Starting at wolf and bear, you can have youth using things like rakes and hoes and clippers and handheld shovels and trowels. But it's not until you get to Scouts BSA that they're supposed to be using pickaxes or carts or dollies or wheelbarrows. And things like riding mowers and tractors and chainsaws are adult use only. Same here for wood and metalworking tools. If you look, hammers, screwdrivers, and wood sanding blocks, those are fine starting at wolf and bear. Pocket knives start at bear only. But things like hand saws are supposed to be for Scouts BSA, or electrics. This one catches a lot of people. Electric screwdrivers, handheld screwdrivers, and palm sanders. Those aren't supposed to be until Scouts BSA. And welders, with the exception of if you're working on the welding merit badge, radial saws, scroll saws, those are adult use only. Paint brushes, handheld paint brushes, again, that starts at the wolf and bear. And paint rollers can start at Webelow, and paint rollers with extensions, that's Scouts BSA. Something that's interesting to note is that scaffolding is only adults. Step stools and ladders, that's for adults as well, or venturers or older Scouts BSA, which when they say older Scouts BSA, there's a little star and you look down here and they mean 13 and have completed 8th grade or 14 years of age or older. So that is a very handy chart, especially if it's new information for you. You might want to take a peek at that or put a copy in your binder for your troop or your pack to make sure that you can show everyone when you have a parent who says, oh, but my kid uses the drill at home, and you say, yeah, that's nice, that's awesome, but we can't do it here because we're not supposed to be doing that. And here's my proof. But that's what our safety moment is this month. And I hope that that wasn't terribly new information for most of you. And if it was, consider yourself educated. All right. And back to my share screen. Here we go. And this. All right. Now we are on finally to our general breakout topic. So today, instead of putting everybody off into a separate room, we are going to go over Recharter, which pretty much looks the same, whether you're a pack or a troop or a crew. So we're going to all look at that together. Just a reminder that the fees have gone up a few dollars, and they're going to continue to go up a few dollars every year for the next few years. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're budgeting. But if you haven't looked, or if you've been under a rock, because I've been trying to make sure I've told everybody at every single roundtable for the last several months, the fee for a scout is $75 per year. For adult is $45 per year. If they are new to scouting, they have never been in scouting in recent history, it is $25 user, like new user, basically new user fee on top of that 75. And then your unit charter, the piece of paper that says you are chartered to such and such organization, that is $100 for your unit. So those are the fees. They shouldn't be a surprise if you've been a roundtable attendee. But now we're going to go into the PDF guide that has all of the information somewhere in here. You guys see my Internet Rechartering 2.0 user guide? Excellent. Okay, I gotta hide all the faces so you're in my way. Okay, this is rechartering. It is not anything in the past. You've had to have a special number and a paper and a sheet, and we passed them out. It's not like that anymore. It's last couple of years, it's been all online. It's been very easy to do, hopefully. And we're going to go through step by step. The Internet Rechartering is accessed by unit leaders, charter org representative, or the committee chair. So that's your key three. You're either Cub Master, your Scout Master, charter org rep, or your committee chair has access to the rechartering system. You can delegate someone else to have access in my.scouting, in your my.scouting account right here. And here's the address to go to, but you can delegate someone else. If you need to delegate someone else, I'm not going to spend a lot of time exploring that today, but I'd be happy to get on a Zoom call with you later and walk you through it step by step. But like I said, your unit leader, charter org rep, or committee chair have access. You'll want to go to this website, to Internet Advancements. Your login is your regular login. It's not any different than the login system that you regularly use. So some people sign in with Apple, some people sign in with Gmail. You'll sign in just like normal, and as long as you're key three, you'll have access to the system. And if there are questions that come up, I do not have the little box open. So I'm going to rely on Melissa to let me know if a question pops up, or you can just unmute yourself and ask.
We're going good so far. I've been putting the links in
Great.
The chat.
Okay, so once you're in the system, you'll have the little sidebar over here, and you go down here, there's a button that says Recharter. It will only show up if you are a key three or a delegate. You'll want to click on that little Recharter link, and then up in this corner, and I'm going to make this whole thing accessible for everyone to see afterwards, but up in this corner, you can select your unit. If you have multiple units, like a pack and a troop, or two different troops, or a troop and a crew, this is where you choose which unit you're working on. You'll go up here and you'll select which role that you're filling out Recharter for, and then you hit the Recharter button and click it, and it should open up your Recharter for your unit. All right. This is a little confusing. There is a box when you hit the recharter button, it will pop up and say select your term for your recharter. It's 12 months, unless Mr. McCauley has told you it is not 12 months, it is 12 months for you. If you are not sure, then ask, but it is probably 12 months. Everyone's rechartering for a year. If you're working on something weird with Rich, then he may tell you to select a different term, but everyone otherwise is going to be 12 months, and then hit save. Once you do that, your whole roster is going to show up, and they have some things blanked out here because it's personal information. This will be all of the people that are listed in your unit. When you scroll down, it'll show several pages worth if you have a larger unit. You can select so you can see everybody all on one page. So select show 100 instead of show, 10 or 25. But these are all the people in your unit. And it will show you if the adults, if the YPT is current, it will have a little green shield saying with a check mark saying, yep, they're good. If they're not good, then there will be a little red bubble with an X, and the red bubble with an X means you need to go talk to that person as soon as possible and tell them update your YPT. The CBC authorization is the criminal background check, CBC, criminal background check. That's part of the application that should have been filled out when they did their application that authorizes their criminal background check. If it's red, that means that they don't have a signature on file and that you will need to update that. This is for Scout Life right here on this column. Where you can toggle it on or off for each scout if they're going to get Scout Life magazine. And this whole thing will tell you who's on there and who's not. So hopefully there will be no surprises. Do I see a raised hand? Just go ahead and interrupt me if you got a question.
We had one in the chat. Is there a way to get a BSA number for a scout who has left for a couple years and has come back?
That would be a good question for the council registrar.
Yep.
So call the office and ask for Dee. She's the registrar and she might be able to look it up for you. Okay.
My question then, Angelique, is then for Scout Life, if we have a couple families that are within there and they don't necessarily want 4 copies of Scout Life, they can have one to share.
Yes.
We're able to, I didn't know if it was an option to be able to get 1 copy for family for that, and their $12 that they paid, would that go to then programming fees if they only got 1 copy then?
So the fee for the Scout Life is $15. And when you turn it on, you'll see the total will add a $15 to their amount. So if you have 4 kids, you just turn it off for all but 1. And then that will be $15 will be charged just to that 1 kid and not to the other 3 kids. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Another question in the chat. Is there a Rainbow Council fee for Recharter?
The fee is, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I saw Dan on here, $3 per person. That will automatically get added in there.
And that's the fee for insurance. That's not a council fee.
Correct. Some councils charge anywhere from $10 to $150 to cover expenses at council. Our council right now is only charging the $3 for insurance for each person. So it will be added in automatically, the $3 that are needed to add on for each person to cover that. But that's not right in this part. That's not in this section. That'll show up later. Okay, so let's see. When you're in your system, you have the option to change. This is the easiest place ever to change your adult leader positions. So say you want to swap someone out from one position to another. They want to go from assistant scoutmaster to committee member, or or from a committee member to unit scout or reserve, then this is the time that you can do it. You will find the person that you want to change, find their name. You will toggle them, so click on their button, and then you will hit this little pencil right here. And the pencil is where you can edit where their position is. And once you hit that pencil, this box will pop up and you can change what they're registered as. So you could change their den leader, what den they're registered as, or whatever. You can change it at this point. And then you'll get a drop down list and you can pick, and then you just choose it and click update the information, and it will automatically change their position. This is really handy. Something to note, if you have a adult volunteer who is perhaps registered in a position where they don't have their training completed or don't really want to do their training completed, you could register them as a unit scouting reserve, which means they are available to help, but they are not trained in any particular position. Super handy. All right. After you make changes to people, like if you're changing their position, or if you're adding anything or subtracting anything, you'll want to refresh the roster. This little swirly button right here, it says refresh roster. Refresh roster will send your data to the database and save it, basically. It also, if you've sent in something to be added to council, like to the registrar, you can refresh roster to see if it's been updated yet. Or if they've taken YPT since last time you opened up your internet or opened up your Recharter, you can refresh roster and see if it shows up now. So it's handy if something's acting weird, refresh your roster and see what happens and pull it up again.
Angelique, question from the chat. If we change somebody's position, when does that new change become effective? Immediately? January 1st? Something else?
January 1st, when you
Okay.
recharter, when all the recharters go through and you receive your recharter that you are chartered with the council as of the 1st, that will show up. One thing to note, and we'll hit it at the end, if you change any of your key 3, that pretty much goes into effect immediately. So if you're changing a key 3 position and you are the person handling the recharter, and then you change it to someone else, you will not be able to sign off on the new charter because you will no longer be a key 3 in the system. So that's a little tricky. If you're not sure if you're changing that person and you're not sure how that's going to work, talk to me and we'll talk it.
What if we want to change positions now before we start Recharter so that it takes effect now?
That's a good question. Oh, there's questions.
That was the question I just asked. That was the first one. And I think,
Yeah.
isn't there a way that the charter org rep can do it online, right?
There is, but honestly, I would just do it at the recharter and you have your paperwork. Don't try and be changing things in the middle of it unless there's a really good reason
Okay.
for it. I would wait and try and do it just as your recharter rather than mess things up in the back.
But could I do it, say, in February if my Weeblo parents were leaving? I could change it later, right?
Yes, you can
Okay.
change it later. It's easy to change later too. So yes, because you can do it online in the system and you can do a paper application and change it later. Will terms automatically taken off as of 12/31, or do we need to put an end date in the membership? Don Clark. Well, terms automatically taken off. Oh, terms automatically end on 12/31 and new terms start on 1/1. So if you're changing someone's position and you do it as part of Recharter,
No,
then-
can you hear me?
Go ahead.
As far as the people that left the troop.
Oh, if people leave the troop, okay. It will show that they're leaving at the recharter time. It'll show that they're leaving on 12/31, unless you go into your system as a key 3 and remove someone ahead of time.
Okay, because I tried to put it in a future date. It doesn't, it's not future dates
Um,
for that.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding.
I tried putting future dates in and they don't allow future.
Oh
dates.
yeah, you can't do a future date.
And is it going to take until like February before that date, before they actually removed out of Scout Book?
Well, it should,
Like, when is the recharting process?
they kind of roll through gradually as they're completed and as our council registrar is able to complete them. You can manually take someone out if you need them off of your system sooner. And take them out of Scout Book so that they don't show up or don't have access to it if you need them out sooner.
Okay.
Okay.
I just don't want the auto sync to re-add them or.
No,
No.
if you've removed them on your recharter, then they won't reappear in theory. We can talk about, I will meet with you if you have trouble with it, and I'll see if I can help you answer that question privately.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If you need to, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Many of you are registered in multiple units. So you might be registered in a pack and a troop, or in 2 troops, or in three units, or in a troop and a crew. Now is the time, if you haven't, to decide who is going to pay for that adult. If you have membership in multiple units, you only pay for 1 membership. All right. So for example, I have 2 troops. I will only one of my troops will have to pay for me. I will choose which troop is going to pay for me, and then I process myself like normal in the troop. But the other troop, I'm going to say I'm a multiple. So a multiple means you have multiple troops, multiple registrations. You can mark yourself as a multiple, or mark all your adults who are being paid somewhere else. So if they're being paid in a different unit. Now here's the confusion. You have to communicate with the other units. You can't just assume that they're going to get paid in one or the other, because every year that causes a lot of conflict, a lot of problems. Oh, I thought so-and-so had them, or I thought you had them. You have to talk and figure out where people are going to be registered. So we're going to show how to do that, but you click on that they are managed member, you click manage member, and then you select the people that you want to register multiple. And again, if you are clicking that you are multiple, then they are being paid somewhere else. Someone has to pay for them. If you are paying for them, you don't mark them as multiple because you are paying for them. You can also add an adult during recharter, but I don't recommend it. It gets complicated. There are papers that you have to attach, and you have to be sure that you have everything you need. So while it says you can do it in here, I don't recommend doing it. I recommend trying to do it ahead of time before you start your recharter. I'm seeing a question in the chat. Charter org reps, ours is a rep for a pack and 2 troops. This would apply to them as well. That's a great question. Charter org reps do not, let me look that up.
Charter org reps are free.
They are, and I think you still have to mark them. You mark all 3 as multiple, because none of them will get a charge. Because charter org reps are free. Okay.
Hey, Ange.
Yes.
Hey, Ange, it's Buck.
Hi, Buck.
I have an issue with an adult getting his YPT done, meaning he's trying to get it done for the last couple of months, and it does not recognize him through his security code. He sent an email to Silas. We're still waiting. What do you want me to do?
Let me close this for a minute. If you're having YPT troubles, that would be something we could talk to your district commissioner about, and your district commissioner might be able to help you figure something out. And it
Yeah,
might,
it's not a question. Is that a question of him trying to do it, not doing it? It's just a question. The scouting.org is not recognizing him with all his security and everything.
that's,
He's trying to get it done. It's just it doesn't recognize him when he tries to log in to do it.
does he have, okay, Buck, I don't want to take
I'll
everything.
talk to Ryan outside. I'll talk Ryan.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, Ryan.
All right.
Hey, Buck, just to let you know, that happened to my husband and he had to set up a whole new account.
Oh no, don't tell me that, please.
That's what he ended up having to do,
Okay.
but that was through the middle of the year, so he had a little bit of time, not
Yeah.
like you did.
Okay, I'll talk to Ryan. I'll talk to Barry tomorrow. Ryan,
Yeah, Daniel here. Buck, CC me on that email, okay?
no problem.
All right, Dave, I see you have a question. Are you sure that charter org rep is free or is the organization executive free? I think it's the organization executive that's free and not the charter org rep. So I'm going to check and find out and then answer that question definitively for everyone later because I am not 100% certain. So let me find that out and I'll let you know.
I know, Angie, it's Karen with us, because we do have the charter organization. He is free, but we actually pay for our charter organization member. So we get basically the pastor of the church is free, but our representative pays on, or he's on 3 units.
That's what I think. Yeah. All right, let me find out. And then because I haven't done my units yet, so I will find out and I will let everyone know. Rich has his hand raised.
That is correct. The executive officer is free, and the charter org you have to pay.
Okay, thank you. Look, we found out. That was quick turnaround. All right, I'm gonna go back to the slideshow. All right. And this is adding new member. We don't want you to add a new member during your recharter, so we're gonna skim that. Skim. Sometimes you'll have a document that needs to be uploaded. Maybe it says your CBC is missing for an adult or your YPT certificate is missing. You can select the person, again, you toggle them here, and then upload a document. And just like attaching a file to an email, you can attach a file to that person with the upload document. And so it could be their YPT certificate or their CBC form. And that's where you do that. It's going to tell you how to do that. Promoting a youth, we're going to skim that. If you have a youth in that position, you can contact me. Okay, adding multiple. Here, this is right where we do it. All right, so this guy here, Barry has more than 1 unit. Barry is being paid in his other, is paid for in his other unit. So I'm going to mark him as a multiple by checking the box next to his name, then selecting from this drop down, mark as multiple. And once I do that, a little icon will show up right here to let me know that Barry is being paid for somewhere else. I don't think we have anyone in the council who is having someone registered multiple being paid for in a different council. But if you do, there is a way to do that. You pick the council, you pick the unit type, and you pick the unit, and it should show up there and give you all the options to mark them as a multiple from a different council. It will ask you to put in there where they're from, where they're going to be marked as a multiple. So you can't just say all your adults are marked as multiple and then not have them accounted for. You have to say where they're going to get paid for, and it gets cross-referenced later. You could invite in the system someone to apply as a new unit leader or unit youth. We're going to skim that because you don't usually do that in there. All right. That's still the skim. Okay. You can edit personal information. So if you're looking at one of your people and it is not correct, their address is not correct, you can go in and change them in the roster. So you'll go out of Recharter, you'll go over here to roster, back to roster, you'll edit their information. Then you go back to Recharter, you'll hit refresh roster, this little swirly button here, and refresh it. And it should show their new information in the system. If it doesn't, give it like 24 hours, because sometimes there's a little delay, but it should work right away. But you should make sure that all your people's addresses and phone numbers are correct, because this is what populates into Scout Book eventually down the road. And you want to have current contact information in there for all your people in your unit. It's important. Let's see, we did that. That's for editing, refreshing the roster. Okay, you can remove someone from your recharter. So say you had 2 youth and an adult who dropped from your unit during the year. They will still show up in your roster even if you took them out of Scout Book, because you can take them out of Scout Book, but they're still on your my.scouting.org profile. So this is where you remove them. You'll click their next to their names, and then you'll hit Manage Members and Remove from Recharter. A little window will pop up and will say, are you sure you want to remove these people? And it'll give you a list, and you will say remove. Yes, I want to remove them. Now, if you do something and someone changes their mind and comes back, you can retrieve them until all the way up until you actually turn your recharter in, submit it. So don't worry if you accidentally click on someone and you get it wrong. They will go into a tab called Removed Members, and you'll be able to still see them until you're all finished. So if you click on Removed Members, you'll get a list of all the people that you've taken out. If you say, oh no, I need to put them back, you click on them and you add them back in, and you click Add to Recharter, and a little box will pop up and you say, yes, I want to add them back in, and it will pop them back into your Recharter. All right, once you have all of your people and they are marked correctly, like if they're rechartering and they have their CBCs and their YPTs and they have their memberships for the Scouting magazine, Scout Life magazine, then you're feeling reasonably confident that you have it all figured out and it's done and it's ready to go. You click Validate, Recharter, and Pay, this button down here at the corner. All right. If you have missed something, this is where it's going to pop up and tell you you are not done. You still have things that need to be fixed. It's going to only give you the option to continue editing. It will not let you proceed to payment if there are a couple of red flag things. So red flags could be the unit does not have the required amount of leadership positions. So there's a bare minimum that you have to have. Or if someone's YPT is expired, it's a red flag. It's not going to let you keep going. A yellow flag is they don't have their background check. It also won't let you keep going. If you get all green boxes, that means, yay, you did your job. Everyone looks good, and it will let you proceed to payment. So this is what it looks like when everyone's accounted for. And you'll say, okay, yes, I would like to proceed to payment. Once you proceed to payment, you cannot return. So be very, very certain that you are done before you proceed to payment. All right. Once you proceed to payment, you will get this page here with your payment system. There is a ACH, that's like online checking, that's $1 to do. So if you use a troop check or a personal check, there's a $1 fee for that. If you use a credit card, there's a 3% fee. So a 3% fee can be significant. So we don't want to use the credit card if at all possible. We want to use that online check. Rich, are we pushing everyone to do the online payment only?
Yeah, we'd like everybody to do online.
Pretty please try and do it online. It helps everything go a lot faster and a lot smoother if you pay online. So you'll fill it out just like you're purchasing something online, and fill it in. You'll want to select this ACH payment, this pay by basically a check online, and then you click that, and then pay and post renewal. And I see a question. Your bank will not allow you to process an ACH for the amount our recharter costs. We ran into that last year. So that's why there are other options. If your bank doesn't allow it, then talk to your commissioner team and we will help you come up with another solution. But if at all possible, if your bank allows it, try and pay with the online checking. All right. The payment system is a third-party company called WePay. So don't panic if you get this pop-up that says WePay. WePay is just the company that processes the payments. If you've never used it before for an online payment, it's going to put in like a micro deposit into your bank account. So it'll be like 3 cents and 2 cents. And then it will ask you to confirm. And that's how it's going to connect to your banking account securely to make sure that they know who you are and you know who they are and everything. Just follow the directions. You'll get there, I promise. It was a little convoluted, but you get there. Once you make that payment through WePay system, you're going to get a pop-up that tells you that you are done, but you're not quite done because it's going to go to your key 3. And this is your new key 3. If you changed in your key 3, it will go to your new key 3. So any one of these 3 people can sign off on your recharter, but you should have the approval of your charter organization representative. So if you are the committee chair, or you are the Cub Master or Scoutmaster or the designee, you need to ask your charter org rep for their approval, for their permission to sign off on their behalf on the charter. So you will get a message in your email, and it is the email that is in the my.scouting.org system. So that's another thing to check. Make sure the email is one that you know what it is. It's going to come to you and it will pop up this little box here that says you have a charter to sign. You'll electronically sign it and it will go back, and then there will be a yay blue check box that says you have rechartered, good job. And that's what we want to see. And that will make everyone happy, and it will go through the system and be processed. All right. Rich has a question. I see his hand up. No?
Sorry about that.
Okay, just put it down. I see Carla said some banks will give you a one-time ability for a certain amount. Call your bank to confirm. Just did this with another not-for-profit I work with. So thank you. That's awesome. Good to know. So if your bank doesn't let you do it, they might.
Can you talk a little bit about youth protection training and what I should do if I have somebody that's going to expire maybe January 3rd?
Yes.
Should I do anything about that?
Yeah, if someone's due date is coming up in for their YPT, if it's coming up in the next 3 months, go ahead and have them do their YPT now. It's gonna save you a lot of problems if you're rechartering. The recharter goes through electronically, but the registrar has to go through manually and approve each one. And if you have someone who's expired, even after you've paid your recharter and everything, and they expire on January 3rd, it's going to hold up your whole recharter. So if anyone's even close to expiring before like March, have them do it now. Is there a rough draft copy that can be sent to the treasurer prior to final submittal for recon purposes and prior to giving the, you can print your screen that will show you the total. As you're filling everything out, it'll give you a running total of how much your recharter is costing. And if you hit the button on your keyboard to print your screen, you can share that with what it's going to show, what your total amount is going to be. And then when do we need to do the charter agreement? Oh, that's a good question. So there's an actual piece of paper that has to be signed. And Rich, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we'd like that done at charter time.
Okay, who do you want them to send it to?
That can be turned into the office or their commissioner.
Okay, All right. Michael.
Hey, just wondering, so do we have to do it all at one time, or can we like start, go through if like we find we have a question, come back?
Yeah, you
Go through the
can.
process.
You can leave and come back to it. You can take several weeks to do it until you pay and sign and approve it. It's not done. So if you close it out, and you can just come back to it at any time. So you don't have to sit down and do all of it at once.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Where is the charter agreement is the question. That is a good question. I haven't gone through all the way to the end yet because I had some issues in my recharter when I sat down to do it that I needed to solve. And so I haven't gone through all of it to see if it gives you one to print or if we have to, it's on the forms page. It's on the forms page. Thank you, Justin. I will find that information out and I will make sure that it is shared with everybody. Any other questions? How early can YPT be done? You can do it whenever you want. If you do it now, your new date is from the day that you do it.
Keep in mind those YPT certificates usually take about 24 hours. So if you're hunting somebody down, they don't have access to their completed certificate for 24 hours after they
Yes.
actually do it.
Yes. And Justin just posted, thank you, Justin. He just posted the charter org agreement, the paper that needs to be signed. It's the actual special form that, and I'm going to show you. Here we go. Share screen. This right here. This is your paper copy of your charter agreement. And it's what you fill out between you and your charter org and your council. And you need the signature of your charter organization, your charter org rep, your unit committee chair, and then it goes to council and council signs off on it. This is your agreement that everyone says, yes, we agree that we are going to recharter you for another year. Thank you, Justin.
Looks like it's an online fillable form. Make sure you
It is.
download it first, save it to your computer first, then type things in, or you will lose it when you hit save.
Any other questions? Okay, so we know that you're going to get started and there are going to be questions. And it is okay to put them on social media to ask them. It's okay to email or message any of your commissioner team, and we will try our best to help you through it. If you get really, really, really stuck, we can get on Zoom with you and you can share your screen and we'll help you through it point by point, which we've done before. That's okay. That's our job. So if you have any questions or anything comes up, just ask and we will post and share. I think we'll probably end up sending an email out with this slideshow in it just to make sure everybody can get it. But otherwise, let us know, and happy rechartering. Please don't wait until the last minute to do it. Do it, start it like tomorrow, open it up and say, let's get started. And you'll make everyone so happy if you can get them in before the end of the month. That'd be great. All right. Any other questions? You guys are really quiet this month. Thank you all for coming.
You made it so easy.
Yeah.
Nobody has any real questions. It's
No.
so simple.
Or they have a
Follow
million.
user guide.
My messages are gonna blast when I get off this, aren't they? Otherwise, we'll see you next month, hopefully, and have a good recharter.
Hey,
Yes, go ahead.
Angelique,
Yes.
just a quick question, just to verify, recharter is due at the end of the month now, correct?
It's due by Rich by the 1st.
Yeah, we would like all the charters in by December 1st, so we get a chance to process them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Rich, I got a question for you. It's Karen with 454. Can I send you an email about our charter and the information that we need?
Yes, you can.
All right, thanks, Rich.
All right, happy Thanksgiving. I hope we see you all at our gathering next month. Watch for more info.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.